Hello, and welcome to another episode of Cranial Diarrhea. I'm Tiff.
I'm my ass. Chris, my ass.
We have a new microphone. Also, I'd like to point out that I am looking crazy today because I just got back from vacation. Like, I just drove 8.5 hours.
You drove 8.5 hours? Ooh.
You're shaking the camera.
Oh, sorry.
I'm also sunburnt.
I'm glad you're back. Let me tell you, I had an exciting week while you were gone. Not really. But, when you're gone, I kind of get bored, right? Because, I still called you.
I know. Like, who are you going to call and fuck with all day long?
I know, right? But I still called you some. But
yeah.
I did something really cool. I interviewed a ghost while you were gone. Oh, sorry. It was really cool. This ghost was so cool. I was interviewing him, and he wouldn't tell me his name, but I think it might have been Fatty Walsh. But anyway, I was interviewing him, and I said, "Hey, what kind of music are ghosts into? Did you know ghosts are into hair metal? Like his favorite band was this band called Ghostly Crew, and his favorite song was "Spooking in the Boys' Room." Spooking in the boys' room. Hey, also, you know what their favorite food is, the ghost? It's pizza with ghost peppers. And this ghost was funny too. He showed me this picture and he goes,
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Are you using simulated laughter?
I am.
He has headphones, and so I'm making him wear them so that one of us knows what's happening.
And she don't know what's happening. So anyway, he showed me this picture of one of his ghost friends. And he goes, "You know who that is?" And I looked at it and I said, "No, I don't know who that is." He said, "That's Boo." I said, "Boo hoo?" He said, "What you crying for? What you crying for?"
I'm gonna go back to the beach.
I don't blame you.
So this week we're gonna do things. The order in which we do things is gonna be a little different, mainly because I left my show notebook here in Tennessee, and so I didn't have the states that I needed, so we kind of divvied them up a little differently.
Yes.
So I think, Dad, you're gonna lead with the first four.
Yes,
and then I'll jump in.
Okay. Yeah, we can do it that way. We can do it that way, or we can go back and forth, whichever way you want to do.
I think we just.
It was a little tough this week.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, I can't read my writing. That's how tough it is. You know how to know when you're getting old when you have to put on bifocals. All right. So, the first state I had was Missouri.
Mizzou.
I don't know that anybody ever goes to the state of Missouri unless it's to beat their football team.
I can't comment on that.
So anyway, oh, that's true. Except for Vanderbilt. So anyway, in Missouri, there's this thing. It's called the Devil's Promenade, and it's near Monarch Springs or something. Monarch Springs. And what it is, it's an area where legend has it, an area where like people that worship the dark side would gather.
The dark, like
Darth Vader, like
the Jedi dark side.
You know what I mean? So yes, they were Darth Vader. Oh, that's my alarm. I forgot my phone is hooked up to Bluetooth. Boy, we're so professional here. Can you name that tune? I don't think you can hear the tune. It's Comer Pop.
Oh, we can hear it.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so that's where people who worship the dark side did their thing. And evidently there was a huge massacre there. And now people report seeing like an orange ball of light, aberrations, hearing chanting or whatever you would call that. You know, people doing the cadences or whatever you call it. But my thing is, the orange ball of light kind of intrigued me
Mm.
because, you know, we hear about like aberrations and noises and creaks and moans and groans and all that, but I don't know that I've ever heard of a ball of light.
I feel like I've heard of a ball. I mean, like an orb, but not like an orange ball
Yeah,
of light. Like
orbs I've heard of,
mm,
but those are like little,
balls of light.
yeah, but they're not like orange.
Right. That's literally what I just said word for word.
Maybe it's a UT fan celebrating another victory. But that just kind of caught me as odd being an orange ball of light. It's like the way it describes it, it says orange, but then it says like a fiery color.
So orange.
So I guess it could be orange or red or orangish red or reddish orange or whatever you call that. Any combination there above.
Now that we've established the many different shades of orange.
Yes. Did you know you can't dry underwear in a toaster? I don't know. But that's why that one caught my eye, is just because of that orange
Orange ball
light.
of light.
Yeah. Now there's one somewhere in Tennessee that's similar, but isn't it like a lantern, like on a railroad track or something?
I honestly don't know. I think whoever gets Tennessee will have to do that research.
Well, I guess so. So the next state I had was Montana, and of course I went straight to Virginia City.
Montana.
Yeah, that's probably the only person that's ever sung Montana.
I have family in Montana.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I've been there.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you do in Montana?
I was really young. When I remember the trip being like we were in this van with like shag carpet and it had like a TV in the back and anyway,
That's
I
cool.
remember looking out of the van and thinking, man, like it's just flat. It's
So
just flat.
it's just flat.
It's just flat because we're in Tennessee, so it's like hill.
Yeah. So Montana's logo
just
should be
flat.
"Welcome to Montana."
Well, I don't know.
We're
I don't know
flat.
if we were in Montana yet, but at the trip there from Tennessee to Montana, it was just really flat. We had to stop somewhere in the middle because my sister had to be hospitalized for
Oh,
something.
geez.
I don't, whatever. She
I hope
survived.
everything was okay.
She survived.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So it's okay.
She ruins everything. I'm just kidding.
So I went straight to Virginia City because this was a Wild West city, and it's kind of that ghost town type atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Visitors report there that they hear saloon noises, and I don't know why, but when I thought of that, all I could think of is like on Gunsmoke, the guy playing the piano and this kitty walking around and hearing all the talking or whatever. And then for some reason, Marshall Dillon just popped into my head because
You hear
the
like
next
the
thing,
boots walking up, and you see the boots under
Yeah.
the door, the swinging doors.
yes,
Crazy.
and then they hear gunshots, moaning, objects are being tossed, and then I just had to add this in: Festus and Marshall Dillon walk in. Now I don't think they really see them, but that's just what I conjured in my head. I'd be like, I would be there like visiting that town and sleeping in a motel or camping out or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and look outside and I'd see Marshall Dillon and Festus walking into some saloon.
I will say that not a lot, but there are a few instances that I've heard about or seen where when someone is investigating a certain area or whatever for paranormal and they get these visions in their head, like that's actual evidence. Like if you're sensitive to stuff like that and you get these visions in your head, like if you're sitting in a dark room and you're like, I just keep picturing this lady in like this white dress and she's like twirling around, whatever. They think that that's like really, like you're really seeing that.
Oh wow,
It's just not with your eyes.
really? So
I've heard a few people.
That's
say
pretty
something
wild.
Like that.
And I wonder how much of like the dream cycle could be classified in kind of what you're telling. Like, you're kind of in that state where you're awake, but you can't really move. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You get in that state.
It kind of falls into like messages and.
Yeah, I kind of wonder that. Maybe Festus will send me a message. think? But you know, another thing I wonder, why so many like out west? Why so many of the Wild West towns are now considered like ghost towns? Was there that much violence, or was it just people got trapped and buried there without like proper burials
Maybe
or whatever?
maybe both. So you think Wild West, and you definitely think violence and shootouts and you know bank robbers.
This is a stick up.
But I mean, there was a lot of violence involved.
It'd be like,
So
sir, you'll have to wait. We just started construction on the bank.
I mean, that's what I think. I think violence. I think illness.
It does seem like the more we talk about
Lots of
this,
prostituting.
and lots of slapping on the butt, lady in the blue house.
So
But it seems like the more we get into this, it is more of like the violence or that type of
mm,
scenarios that you're finding.
that's that kind of stuff that creates the unrest. I think
I guess.
that's what our resident. I completely went blank.
Expert.
Yep. That's what she had to say.
Ah, yeah, we're gonna have her back on at some point
I
too.
think so. Yeah.
The next one I did was Nebraska.
Nebraska. Why am I singing every state?
I don't know, but you're like making new theme songs for the states. You know, I could say like New York and you'd be like New
New
York.
York. I don't think that's new.
That was pretty cool. So what should we call it? Old York?
I mean the song. I don't think.
Sergeant
I
York?
didn't make that up. I heard that somewhere.
Oh,
That's what I meant.
so Nebraska. This goes Urania Clara Mills.
Ooh, it's a mouthful.
Yeah.
I'm not bored. I'm just tired. I'm sorry.
Sorry I'm boring you.
I drove the whole way home, and I'm
So-
just tired. Sorry.
So
I'm gonna have to take this soundboard away.
you are, because this is too much fun. You just wait till you start telling stories. I'm gonna have all kinds of fun with it. I won't. But so this individual haunts the building she was killed in. Now it didn't say how she was killed, but it does say that individuals that visit like see full aberrations, hear voices.
Apparitions.
What did I say?
Aberrations.
Well, aberrations.
Apparitions. Well, now it sounds weird.
It does.
I've said it. So.
I apologize. I think we have another ghost coming. So anyway, they feel, they see full body
Apparitions. Ghostesses.
ghostesses with the mostesses. Oh, you know, that makes me wonder. When you see an
Why did you
apparition,
put your hand up on your hip?
I
like
don't
that?
know.
It
It just
makes me wonder.
makes me wonder. When you see an aberration, are they? Uh, never mind. I was gonna say, are they anatomically correct?
I think if I ever were to see an apparition, I don't believe that would be like I wouldn't be looking for that because I would be like running
Yeah,
in the other direction.
I don't think anybody would, but now I just wonder. I mean, you see a ghost.
Okay, so to anyone who's watching out there, if you've ever seen a ghost, does it have all its parts?
Have you ever seen a male ghost take a pee in nature? It's a nature pee. I don't know. Do ghosts use the restroom? I don't know. But anyway, so they spot full ghost. They hear voices. They see things thrown like it's thrown near them.
Mm-hmm.
They hear squeaks in the floor, and they hear dishes breaking. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That made me mad.
Hearing dishes breaking,
Yeah.
especially if my cheeseburger's on it.
Not the China, not the China.
She took out the china. So, my last one. Nevada. So that's something first.
Nevada.
So Nevada, Abram Abraham Curry. He died from a stroke in 1873, and he resides at the Curry home. And I wonder if Abraham like gets excited and really starts moving fast, do they call it hurry curry?
I'm gonna say probably not.
But they say he protects the home, like people have been scratched, which brings me to another. That's a whole nother conversation. I kind of always have wondered
Okay.
because some of those shows, like when they're in the ghost, whatever it's called, ghost hunting, ghost finding, or whatever. There's been a few shows that I've seen where they say they get scratched and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I really wonder how that happens. Can they manifest themselves to actually make the physical contact? Like I'm scratching my hand right now. I don't know why.
I would say yes. I've been touched, so I don't see why it wouldn't be the same with scratched.
Hmm. So when you looked up how to get freaky with a ghost,
Not that kind of touched. No.
I didn't mean. I meant I was finishing my question. Did it say anything about like not that kind of but just actual contact, like?
No, because the only thing that came up when I went down that particular rabbit hole was how to come into contact, not necessarily physical but just conjure, I guess, not.
I just wondered because I would think that would take a certain amount of, I don't want to say effort, but
Energy.
something energy, yes,
Mm-hmm.
for them to do that because they can walk through walls and stuff.
Well, I would say if you've got the right things in place, right? So you can take energy from batteries or electronic devices. They're known to do that. Any kind of electrical storm or power lines nearby, or running water even is said to be a good conductor for them. It's
Really, I didn't know running water.
It's a theory. I don't none of this is fact. I mean, you can't say that any of this is factual, right?
Yeah, there's
But
not
it's
really.
it's all a working theory, but I believe it. But I believe a lot of weird things. So.
But it's kind of like that comment: do we really think we're the only ones in the universe?
No.
And it's, I don't know. It's weird. But that concludes my 4. Now, I will say I did my show prep early this week, unlike someone who called and said, "Hey, what cities do I have?"
States.
Our states. Now, let me preface that by saying that's normally my call. Are you going to make it through yours?
Yeah, I think so. We're going to try.
I'm beginning to wonder.
We're going to do our best.
The way you said that. We're going to do our best.
Always do your best.
All right. So, can I play with the sound effects or not?
I don't know, Dad.
Okay, we'll just go normal.
Okay. You just don't want to go overboard. All right.
But it's so much fun.
So the first state that I'm gonna do. Do you see this tan line?
Dang, you did get some tan, didn't you?
In the burn.
Wow.
In the burn.
It's a red one.
Yeah, I got burnt.
It's an orange light.
I don't know how sunscreen works. I did spray. I have a white line right here because I was spraying sunscreen, and I guess I hit this particular spot really, really heavy. So I have it's 2 red lines and then a white one, kind of like the flag on my arm.
I know people that used to.
Cool.
That's pretty wild. You're striped. You're like a zebra.
Awesome. I love that for me.
I know people that used to, like, when they would lay out in sun, they would put, like, I don't know, just different things, like, on their arms or belly or whatever, so, like, it would not tan, and they'd have, like, something like a horse shape or something, something weird. I was like, that's really strange. All right, let's get back to the meat of the program. I'm sorry, she's taking a musical interlude.
It's an impulse. I've been wanting to do that since I sat down. Anyway, my first state was New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Picking up the slack there.
Whoa.
So this is the Ocean-born Mary House. Okay.
Say that again. Ocean-born.
Ocean-born Mary House.
Okay.
Okay. So in 1720,
Wow, that's a long time ago.
a pirate captain by the name of Don Pedro captured a ship off the shore of Massachusetts. Okay. Upon boarding the ship, he he saw a newly born, like that day, newly born baby.
Oh wow.
With red hair and green eyes. Okay.
Like on the ship that he boarded.
On the ship that he captured. So he promised to spare everyone's life if that newborn baby, who happened to be a girl, was named after his mother. I don't know why. I guess she reminded him of maybe his mom was redhead, green eyes. I don't know. So the baby was named Ocean-born Mary Wallace.
That was his mother's name?
I guess. Otherwise, why would... Anyway. So Mary grew up, got married, had kids, and was widowed at a young age. Okay? So the captain eventually tracked her down after all this, and they got married.
Wouldn't he have been, like, really old?
I mean, this was back in the 1700s. I don't think they cared.
The original sugar daddy.
I don't know much about the age of consent in the 1700s.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Anyway.
But if she'd already been married, then hopefully she was above the age of consent.
I would say so, yes. She already had kids and everything. So anyway, they got married, and they were living in this mansion, okay? This mansion in Henniker.
So pirating paid well back then.
Apparently. He was getting all the booty.
Who knew?
Anyway, so one day, Mary finds the body of her pirate captain husband murdered on the grounds of the house. Okay. Many suspect that he was killed over pirate treasure.
That would make sense.
Makes sense, right? So she buried him under the hearthstone in the kitchen. Mary died at the age of 94 in 1814. Since then, the ghost of a tall redhead with green eyes has been reported in the upstairs window and on the main staircase. Occupants of the house have reported... Excuse me, teeth coming back up. Occupants of the house have reported feeling Mary's presence, and some believe she protects the house from harm. I ate fast food for the first time in a really long time today, and it's just not sitting well with me.
But it sure did taste good going down.
Actually.
It didn't.
No, it didn't. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to eat there again. Anyway, so that's new.
So do you think...
Yeah, sure.
Do you think maybe she's guarding the house because of where she buried him?
I believe so. I mean, there wasn't really...
Because, one of the things we talked about was, I guess, I don't know if you'd call it unfinished business or things not settled.
Well, I would say maybe, I mean, I don't know. I didn't read anything on whether or not that murder was solved or, who it was, the person responsible was brought to justice or anything like that. And she's not buried on the grounds.
So that one's a little different then because it's not actually the person that was murdered. It's the wife of the person that was murdered. And she's not actually buried on the grounds.
She's not buried on the grounds, but he is. So that's the theory. The working theory is that she's there to protect the house. And I would assume because he's buried there.
That's kind of different. That is interesting.
Yeah, so it doesn't really fall in with the theme that we've seen.
No, that's kind of outside. Because, we kind of said there's been kind of an established theme throughout all of these stories of certain things that are kind of there, violence and unrest and all this stuff. And that does not.
It doesn't fit in.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
I think so.
What you got next?
So next up I have New Mexico, and I'll tell you.
New Mexico. Whoa.
This one is kind of creepy, but I can't find any kind of backstory about who this might be or why this might be happening.
Okay.
So, this is the demonic ghost at the crossroads. It is a legend from New Mexico. Okay, so there's this ghost named La Mala Hora. She has the face of a demon, glowing red eyes, sharp and pointed teeth. She appears in country crossroads after dark.
Like different crossroads.
Different crossroads. There is not like a specific crossroad. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
Like, so it's like the crossroad demon is what she's called because she's just
Wherever.
What's happening here? Anyway, she's only seen
doing
by
a lot of crossing.
Yeah, she's only seen by people that are traveling alone. Which seems a little suspect to me.
Yeah.
Like, but okay. Some say she's a dangerous demon who enjoys terrorizing humans by paralyzing them or turning them insane. And others say that she is merely, I say merely, but she's merely an omen of death for you or someone in your family. So again, like I tried to look into her a little more to kind of get a backstory of like why, like where did she come from? Why is she doing? You know, where did she come from? Where did she go?
Where did you come from? What's it called again?
La Malahora.
Joe.
I couldn't find much of anything.
Well,
so
that's kind of like
maybe I'm not looking in the right place, but
that's kind of like one of those. It's kind of like a Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster.
I mean, maybe,
type
but
deal.
it's still like a.
No, it is still like a ghost.
Like
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying it's kind of like one of those really creepy things that there's not really any explanation for, and you're not really sure what is that other thing called. I want to chupacabra.
Chupacabra.
Isn't that something similar to that?
Yeah, I think it's some kind of animal, but it's like.
But they think this is an actual lady.
This is not a lady.
Lady.
Well, I mean, some sites call her a ghost, and some sites call her a demon. So
that's what I was saying. Is there's some crossover? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, what is a demon if not?
Exactly. That's kind of. Then who knows?
I'm telling you. Never again.
All right. So.
Never again.
So what you got next?
So the next one I have on the list is New Jersey.
New Jersey. Oh. New Jersey. Whoa, 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 whoa. I said New Jersey. No.
So in New Jersey, I found the Devil's Tower of Alpine. I can't read that word.
You want to borrow my glasses?
No, I have my contacts in. It's just my handwriting was awful. Anyway. So, Manuel Rionda built this tower to prove his love for his wife. So he built this tower so that she would have a view of like New York City and his wife actually later after the tower was built, his wife discovered him in the tower having an affair. So he didn't know. Like
he didn't know she knew.
He didn't know that she found him. So anyway, obviously this was upsetting.
No.
So she jumped from the highest window of the tower that night. Okay, quick.
I wasn't going to make a sound effect for that because I about hit cheering, but you said jump from the highest window. I was like, no, that's not right.
Anyway, her husband.
So she jumped.
She jumped.
Okay.
Her husband, not knowing that he had been caught, right? He was like, oh, I haven't heard from her in a while. I wonder where she's at, you know? So I don't mean to laugh.
He's really casual about it.
I'm sure there was a little more panic than that, but anyway. And upon searching, found her body broken and splayed out at the bottom of the tower. Right?
Ow.
So soon after, like she was dead, obviously.
Yes.
Soon after, he started hearing footsteps following him as he's walking through the tower. He would hear other unexplained noises. He could hear a woman sobbing. And sometimes the woman was screaming, like in agony, was screaming.
Oh wow.
Um, he was repeatedly pushed by an angry, cold, unseen person. Right. So
How did he know they were cold?
he could feel the anger, and so when he was pushed, he could feel the cold.
Okay.
Okay. And obviously it was a person because he could feel the hands.
Now, isn't that something that they always say, like the temperature drops or something?
Yes.
Okay.
So, this went on for, I think, a couple of years. He decided to close the tower. He removed the elevator and filled the adjoining tunnel in hopes of keeping people from going into it because he didn't want anybody to get hurt.
Okay.
But you can't stop.
Stupid.
If you're curious enough, So people have said that when they're in there, they can smell perfume, and they also are having the same experiences that he has.
Now that's one of the
said that
things
he had.
we talked about in the earlier show was the smell, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the 1950s, this city that this tower is built in, it's kind of like back then. I don't know about now, but back then it was kind of like hoity-toity, like
Okay, so it was like big money.
Yeah, big money. So any kind of scandal was just like, we need to dispose of that. We need to
hide that.
Yeah. So in the 1950s, after Manuel had died, the city wanted the tower demolished. They were like, no, we don't want that anymore.
Right.
Like, no. Multiple construction workers in charge of destroying this supposedly cursed tower fell or were pushed to their death.
Wow.
And the project was abandoned.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So rumor has it that if you walk around the tower backwards 6 times, Harriet, who's the wife that jumped, will appear before you. But the fact that they tried to demolish it.
See, I wonder, because demolition is different now. They use a lot more machines now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really wild. I guess my thing is like, if I go to a place and somebody says it's haunted, I'm not going to go in there. Much less am I going to try to break into a place and dig around a tunnel. No, thank you.
Well, that's the thing. So this tower still stands today.
Oh, it's still standing.
It is still there. So the only thing is, number one, it's private property, right? So unless you have express permission,
you can't go in there.
You should not be in there. Number two, it is heavily patrolled by police.
Oh, really?
Heavily. Because people are going in there, and they're not supposed to be in there, and there's obviously the risk of being injured.
Right.
Or,
worse.
So, don't go in there.
Don't go in there.
Don't go in there.
I know when we had our special guest on, she was talking about how she loved to go ghost hunting and stuff.
Yeah. We agreed to go with her,
yeah,
so you can't back out now.
No, I'm not. We're going to go. But I'm going to be the cameraman. I'll be like, I got no part in this. I don't want to see you. I just here to do the camera.
I can't wait for you to film me peeing in my pants.
That's wild though. So you go around the tower 6 times.
Supposedly.
Backwards.
If you walk around the tower 6 times backwards, she will appear in front of you. But here's the thing.
Something just like really dinged in my ear.
Here's the thing. Okay. It's also that. I'm sorry.
That's loud. Oh, no. Oh, okay. I see. Never mind. It's all good. It just scared me. It scared me.
Also, that legend or whatever about going backwards. So that's also been updated to say that you can drive backwards around it 6 times. And I'm like, that makes me think that that's not a thing.
See, that's what I was kind of, before the ding came in, I was kind of wondering. I mean, a lot of these ghost towns and ghosts that we're talking about, I wonder how much of the stuff now has become more legend. You know what I'm saying? Like the 6 times around. I would think that would be more legend. I'm not saying that the rest is not true. I'm just saying I think that part would be more
Well, I
legend.
think it's natural for us as humans to want to embellish, to make things more interesting, or to make things scary or whatever. So that's
That yes,
I totally think that probably I don't know 40% of the stuff that we've come across
it's probably
is
legend.
is embellished. It's not the backstory,
I,
maybe.
yeah, I'm not saying it's not there. I'm
Yeah,
saying maybe it's
yeah,
been Hollywoodized.
yeah, embellished
Yeah, I like the term
for
Hollywood.
entertainment
We need to
purposes.
term that. Wow. Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. What you got next?
So next up, I have New York, and this one,
New York.
so
New
there's an
York.
obvious haunting in New York.
It's
hmm The Amityville.
I thought you were gonna go with 9/11.
No, no,
I
I didn't.
wonder if there's any.
Honestly, that didn't even cross my mind
I
because I feel
wonder.
like for me it's still a little too soon.
See, me too. But I wonder if there are any haunting like stories of that of
Oh,
9/11.
I'm sure. I'm sure there are.
I
That
didn't
was
know Emerald.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
Amityville. Is it Amityville or Amityville?
it's Almaville Road, but it's Amityville Horror.
Amityville.
I think so.
Okay. Well, that was the obvious choice, and I didn't go with that one for that reason because
Good.
that's the obvious, right? So instead, I went with one that really called to me on a deep personal level.
It's it. Hello.
On a deep personal level. Okay. This is the Moravian Cemetery. It is home to the Vanderbilt tomb. The Vanderbilt family were once the richest family in America.
But they can't score a touchdown.
And the crypt is said to be haunted by an unknown woman and the specter of a man in gray who is believed to be who is believed to be the great Cornelius Vanderbilt himself.
Nope. You know what it is? It's Vanderbilt's oldest fan still waiting on him to score a touchdown.
AKA the Commodore.
Maybe it is him waiting for them to score a touchdown.
Why do you have to be so rude?
It's just funny.
No, it's not.
It is.
I don't think it's funny.
But anyway.
I don't think it's funny at all.
Oh, there's the boo. so this is supposedly the Commodore.
The Commodore, Cornelius Vanderbilt.
So why? I guess my question is, why would Vanderbilt University be in Nashville if they're from New York?
Yeah. So from what I read, the reason that Vanderbilt is because he gave them the startup money to start the school.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So why is his ghost still there?
It's not there. It's in a cemetery.
No, that's what I mean. But why is his ghost restless?
I have no idea.
I mean, there has to be something.
Yeah, I really don't
right?
know. I honestly didn't have time to like delve into like the personal history.
That would be a person that you would think would have all their affairs in order and everything settled.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Well, and like I said, it's believed to be him, and I think it's just because that crypt is in that cemetery.
Maybe
that
so.
They're like, oh, it's
or
obviously
maybe this
guy.
is another exception to kind of that commonality that we've talked about. Maybe there's other reasons, or
maybe he's hanging out. Maybe he's hanging out with the unknown lady.
Maybe he's hanging out with the lady of the blue moss.
Because back he's like, let me escort you around because you shouldn't be out here right
The Commodore says, "Slap my butt, I'll escort you around."
He's just chilling with the unknown lady.
I'm wondering though, maybe if like, since he was a Commodore, he was kind of a protector, right?
Well, the Commodore was a nickname.
Oh, he wasn't like in the Navy.
No, he wasn't in the Navy. He had a shipping business, I believe, like a freight shipping business, and he was so good at it that they gave him the nickname of. Well,
that blows my whole theory out the window. I was thinking maybe if he was in the Navy protector, maybe he's protecting the family grave.
He's not. I don't think he was in the Navy.
I mean, we know Vanderbilt can't defend their own touchdown line.
You gonna be able to defend me when I punch you in the throat?
Okay, I won't do any more Vanderbilt jokes tonight.
I didn't say that right.
No, but that's okay. We
You're
knew
going
what
to
you
be
meant.
able to defend yourself when I punch you in the throat.
That's why I laughed.
That's
but
better.
it's okay. We know you're tired. But no, I do. I mean, it does bring up questions because most of these things we talk about, like we said, but that's two exceptions tonight.
Yeah.
One, that's kind of
Well, and
unique.
the other thing is they don't really know for sure that that is him. It's just like a speculation.
Oh, okay.
Like
So
they see the figure,
but they don't know who
but
it
they
is.
don't know 100%. Like they believe it's him, but they don't
Okay.
know for
Now,
sure.
this is not making fun of anybody or anything. But when you said they see the Commodore, I pictured a guy kind of like Vanderbilt's mascot.
Like
with
the mascot.
With the, I
Yeah.
did. I mean, I just
The hat and the football pads.
yeah. Well, not necessarily the football pads, but the Commodore hat. And I'm thinking, isn't that a dead giveaway? And that's not being mean.
It's a guy walking around going like this. We don't
keeps putting the foghorn off. I don't know.
No idea who that could be. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess in my mind, when you said that, I just pictured, and I don't know why I would picture he would dress like that, but I just pictured he would be dressed like that, kind of like Captain Crunch or something. I don't know. So
the mascot does bear a striking resemblance to, like, if you were to put like the hair on him and the hat and everything, little Captain Crunch. I'll
but that's okay. It's a cool mascot. It really is.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
I mean, it really is a cool mascot, but I just
our mascot makes sense at least.
Yeah, but for some reason, I just pictured that as being the apparition they saw, and I kept thinking, well, he's got the Commodore hat on. How do you not know who he is?
He's got the big star V on his.
I mean, come on.
I understand.
I just talk about the uniform.
He's surrounded by cheerleaders. I don't understand why they don't know who he is.
I just don't get it. I mean, I keep hearing the fight song of the school. Come on. He comes running out. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I think that's all I've got on that. But I don't know why I pictured that, but I just pictured them seeing that, and I don't know. But that's pretty cool. So that's two that really don't fit what we previously have discussed. Mm-hmm. All right. What else you got tonight?
That was my last one.
Well, I'm glad you're back.
It's 4, right?
Yeah, that was 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you're back from vacation. I know you're sorry.
I'm not.
I know, but I'm glad you're back. Another good show. I think now that kind of interests me. I think if we have Shannon back on or someone else, I really want to kind of get into that subject of it, of the ones that don't fit what we would consider the norms, that we've been talking about. I think that might be interesting to explore some of that. But
I think too that especially having Shannon back, or someone from her team or whomever, because we barely scratched the surface.
Yeah,
I think of her experiences. We quickly ran out of time. We got so caught up in it that we looked down and we were like, "Holy crap! It's been an hour."
And we may the next time we have her on, I know we talked about maybe just talking about 1 or 2 states each, and having more time for that, because that was getting interesting. Because you guys were actually getting into some stuff, and I was kind of like, wow.
Well, you're learning a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean, I really am. I mean, I'm probably going to forget it by the next day.
And I think before we end this particular series, we do the ghost hunt and we kind of feel it out for ourselves.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Hope and pray that Tiff doesn't shit her pants
or although I will say
bring
one
anything
thing.
home.
I will say this: if you turn around to me and say, "Did you see that?" and I'm not there, don't worry, I done got my rear end out of there.
If you run out of a building and leave your daughter in there to die, and your niece in there to die, I will never forgive you.
I wouldn't do that, but if there's a 4th person, we're all 3 going to be faster.
You know what's going to happen to you if you do that?
What's that? Yeah, but I'll be outside like this.
about to happen to you?
And then everybody watching will go. Wait a minute.
Somebody needs to come take this soundboard away.
Say that again? What did you say? You keep all that stuff like a little baby. Little baby. Oh. I sound like a little baby now.
Okay, we're back to normal. No more playing with the soundboard, huh? This is our first time using the soundboard on this, so we were just having a little fun along with what we normally do. But anyway, what do you think, Dog? Do you think it's about that time?
I think it's past that time.
Folks, you should have flushed it a long time ago.
Woo.
Remember, if you're ever in that situation, give a courtesy flush.
That's probably what we should have done. We should have just stopped it. Courtesy flush.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, y'all be kind.